On today's edition of The Lowdown, fancy footwork as Dirty Dancing comes into town, fundraising as Liverpool do what they do best, help others, and fancy icing a competitive cake-off. Hello and welcome to today's Lowdown, coming to you today from the beautiful gardens behind St George's Hall. Lots to come on the show today, including the fundraiser that's happening at Everton this weekend that you can get involved in. And we're also with cake maker to the stars and football players Laura's Little Bakery, as she's telling us how to ice a cake. But before we get to all that, Dirty Dancing is in town this week and no one puts baby in the corner, as Gael found out.
Right, it's the time of our life today. We're talking about Dirty Dancing, obviously coming to the Empire this week until Saturday. You don't want to miss it. And I'm with Johnny and Penny. And so we're talking a little bit about, obviously it's a love story, but it's about the story of dancing above all. So tell us a little bit what's happening and how did you guys work on the dancing?
Oh, my turn this time. So yeah, it is a story of love, but obviously dancing is heavily featured, mainly because Johnny and Penny, they are dancers by trade, aren't they?
Indeed.
And it's all about Kellerman's, which is a hotel destination which Baby and her family go to. Baby meets Johnny, and they kind of go through this whirlwindy kind of love story, and lots of other things happen at the same time. It's very dramatic. Penny gets herself into trouble and Baby tries to help, and it's all very sort of a bit convoluted at times, isn't it? But mainly it's about the love story of Johnny and Baby. And I guess there's so much dancing in because you are a dancer, aren't you? So
yeah, I play the dance instructor. Basically, it's the film. It's the film on stage. Yeah. So if you haven't seen the film, where have you been for the past 30 years?
Yes. Exactly. So this is staged in 1963. Yeah. Yep. It's not, I don't know, the fact that it's today, but it's not that cheesy though. I feel like it's still...
No, it's really relevant. I think partly because it's set in the 60s. It was actually written and filmed in the 80s, and here we are in 2017. Yeah. Like a lot of stories of that ilk, kind of, they have a through thread. And they kind of collect a lot of different fan bases, and it's the fan base that keeps the story going.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah. I think people today are watching it for the first time, aren't they? So I think it's kind of a bit of a timeless story, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Been touring quite a lot in, I mean, the previous productions, and you guys have been touring as well in Europe, right? How did it go?
Good, yeah, loved it. Loved travelling around. Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing about doing this kind of work, really. You never know where it's going to take you, and you know, a couple of these European venues were sort of added on after we started as well, so that was quite nice. But no, we've been able to get a few tans, haven't we?
Absolutely, yeah. Fortunately, because of the the colossus that is the show, Dirty Dancing, other producers and theatres around the world have seen our production and want a part, they want a slice of the cake. So, and I'm game for that. Let's go to Germany, great beer. Let's go to France, good sunshine. Let's do it.
So you guys are here for the whole week. It's the last week of the production, actually, after the tour. This is holidays for you?
Yeah, after this week at the Empire, we close our 16-month production. It's been, like I say, a colossus whirlwind tour, but I feel like we've done it justice and we've earned a break.
Absolutely, yeah. What's coming up after that?
Well, I'm off to work in Austria for 2 weeks to do with this version out there, and then and you are.
I'm going to launch the French production in Paris and.
En français?
Yep. Je ne comprends pas le français, excusez-moi. And then after that, it's to be confirmed.
Well, we'll come back for that. And in the meantime, make sure you come down to the Empire, Dirty Dancing here until Saturday. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Today we're at Daisy Centre to have a little chat with Dave. Dave, you're the managing director here at Daisy Centre. Tell us a little bit. There's a fundraising event happening this weekend. You're raising money for a wheelchair. Tell us, what's the story behind this?
Yeah, well, Katie Daly, who's came to Daisy around about 2 years ago, as a service user and then a volunteer, and she was telling us about her mum having this debilitating condition where she was like losing the use of her legs, and ended up being stuck in the in bed basically. So Katie said, "What can we do? Can we?" And I said, "Well, what about a bit of a fundraiser?" And Katie said, "Oh, have it here." I said, "Yeah." And we're putting it all together. And Katie's done a lot of the work herself. She's a young lady with a passion. And even when we were working out what we're going to be doing, how we're going to do it, she had a seizure herself and ended up in hospital.
Right.
And she too has lost the use of her legs. You couldn't write the story. It's just so emotional. And while she's in hospital, she got a visit from Prince William.
What?
Yes, the Prince William.
That's crazy.
And it was just amazing because the way sometimes people are drawn and the kind of like a magnet to things, good things happen as well as the bad things in their life. And things happen for a reason, I think.
Tell us what is happening on Saturday exactly. There's the fundraising. You were telling me as well there's a choir.
Yeah, we have the Daisy Choir and we're going to Liverpool 1. And so our choir is amazing because we got right through the spectrum of disabilities, from the blind to physical disabilities, people in wheelchairs, mental health, and we're all there together singing our hearts out and fundraising. And it's so much fun, and it looks, even though I'm blind, but I know it looks good. It looks good.
Yes.
Yeah, and then in the evening we're doing the fundraiser starts, and there will be a party atmosphere because we want it to be a positive kind of emotional feeling that people will want to give, because when they see how brilliant Katie Daly is and what she's done from her hospital bed, it's just amazing. And I know she's friends with some amazing people, and she's definitely friends of Daisy, and we will do anything we can to make it successful and get her mum, and hopefully plans to change, get her what she requires to keep on doing her volunteer. When she comes here, there's no one more positive and proactive and can I help you? She's always offering her help. Can I help you? Can I help you? What an amazing young lady.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, well, we'll hope loads of people are going to come around on Saturday. Where is it and what time does it start?
Okay, it's the Daisy Nucleus Academy, just between the Asda and Home and Bargain, and it's a lovely place. It's fully accessible. It's starting around about 6 o'clock and it's going on till around about 12 o'clock. And there might be a stay behind for people who want it. So it's going to be loads of fun. We're going to raise as much as we can.
Brilliant.
So
Thank
be
you.
there to be square.
Thank you very much, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
And don't forget, you can support the Daisy Centre by going to their fundraiser happening this weekend. Tickets are £5 and you can find out more information on the Facebook page. Now, it was Great British Bake Off last night and it was Caramel Week. So following on from our Bake Off challenge last week, we decided to go one step further and get out the piping bags with one of the city's best cake makers.
Right, so we've done our cupcakes now. They're absolutely amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're not finished. We've got loads of colour on there, but we need to throw on some decorations. So things getting a little bit tricky there in the kitchen. We'll have more of that, our bake-off challenge, coming up in part 2. Also in part 2, if you watched last night's show, you would have seen that I visited the Reds Mecca, also known as Anfield. We've got the second part of that coming up, where I went into the players' changing rooms, the press rooms, and also touched that very important "This is Anfield" sign. Hello and welcome back to the Lowdown. Still to come on the show, I take a walk in some of the players' shoes over at Anfield. But before we get to that, in the first part of the show, you would have seen Gail and I taking on another bake-off challenge, as we're with cake maker to the stars, Laura's Little Bakery, to try and see who can do the best cake decorations. You've seen it in part 1. Here's the second part. So it's National Cupcake Week, and we're here at Laura's Little Bakery to decorate some amazing cupcakes, and we're here with the lady herself. Laura, what is the most popular cupcake decoration that you're getting asked to do at the minute?
I would say it's absolutely the unicorn cupcakes. I do probably one, like either a cupcake or a macaron or a big cake every day. It's insane. So yeah, unicorn cupcakes are massive at the minute. And then I'd say probably like the golden loaded, they always get ordered. And red velvet's probably the other most popular cupcake, I'd say.
Tell us a little bit, because you've set up this unit here a couple of months ago. How's it been working so far?
It's amazing. Yeah, I've taken on someone full time, which is really good. Which is not what I expected straight away. But so yeah, no, it's different. I mean, I've kind of gone from home to a quite a big unit, as you can see. So it's a bit challenging, but it's great. It's good fun.
Is that like loads of hours a week?
It's less actually, which is wonderful, because I can do a lot more in a I've got bigger equipment and more storage, so I actually get more time now, which is wonderful. Yeah, it's brilliant.
So tell us, what makes a good cupcake?
Well, obviously it's a good recipe. You need a really good recipe, and especially with, say, like my red velvet. I think it took me a year to perfect that recipe itself. Red velvet's quite difficult to kind of nail down properly. But yeah, it's a good recipe. It's good ingredients. It's actually quality ingredients as well. Good butters, good flours. Good, just quality ingredients.
And for the toppings, for the decoration, what would you say? Because you have to be quite creative. What is your favourite one, for instance, to make?
We're going to go back to the unicorns again, because I genuinely, like, it actually kind of gave me a bit of a boost doing them, starting them. I was getting a bit bored, to be honest, because it was the same decorations. But those I absolutely love. I love them. It's like sending my babies out. I absolutely love them. I love them. They're so cute.
So I can see some piping bags behind you. Is there a particular skill for when we're kind of doing this, or?
We shall see. Yeah, again, I could show you my first cupcakes and you'd be horrified. I'm horrified when I look at them now. It's, it did take me a good 6 months to get my style, I'd say, of piping. But you can pick it up pretty quickly. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, let's get going. The competition is on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we finished.
Yes, we finished. It was good though.
It was really good.
How amazing are they? And it's so simple to make as well. Right, Laura, you've got to tell us which one is the best.
Well, I think the pair of you have done two really, really good ones. I actually couldn't choose. The first couple were a bit dodgy from both of you. But to be fair, the last two that you both did were brilliant. So, I mean, I don't think anyone would be able to pick out of that. So, it's a draw. I'm so sorry.
Right. I think we'll have to do another challenge, another
We'll
baking
just have
challenge,
to.
just to like get even there, because I still need a win here, right?
So clearly my cake was the best. I know Gail might like to think that she won, but, you know, she didn't. And even if we want to go down the draw route, you know, I still think I won. Now from kitchen to locker room, and I took a little walk in the shoes of the players from Liverpool Football Club, and you can do too in the new tours behind the scenes that Anfield are offering. I went behind the scenes in the kit room and also touched that very famous "This is Anfield" sign. So Helen, we're sitting on the original seats from the original stadium, aren't we? And what is this area?
Okay, so this is our European Boulevard. So it's a celebration of two of the things that are most important to us here at Liverpool, our fans and our European history. So yeah, these are the original 1906 seats. Not particularly comfortable, definitely not comfortable on a European night. On busy days, we have the bar open. You can get a coffee or a drink, you can get a snack. You can sit, have a bit of dwell time here as well. We have Mighty Red, the club mascot, will come and do appearances here on busy days as well. But you've also got your audio guide, and there's some amazing things on here. In fact, one of my favourite things on the entire audio guide is our content about Istanbul. If anything is going to make you cry on this video, it is probably that Istanbul video. It's very special, very special.
The world famous European Cup.
It is. This is an exact replica of the one that we won in Istanbul. It is part of our European Boulevard, and any visitor here to the stadium has the opportunity to get a picture of themselves with the replica European Cup, but we can also superimpose it onto one of 17 different backgrounds, including one with Steven Gerrard. So if you want to be alongside the trophy that he lifted himself, then European Boulevard's the place to do it.
This is the room where the magic happens before the magic happens.
Yeah, it probably doesn't need much of an introduction, but welcome to Liverpool's home team dressing room. So this is actually where the players do get changed before the game. This is where they come after the game, hopefully to celebrate. And we're very, very lucky that we get to use these as part of the tours. So we do have shirts for all of the players. And actually some of the shirts that we've got here have been worn by the players, and they've kindly signed them for us as well. But again, the audio guide does some special things in here. So we have behind each of the shirts some extra content. Now you can only see that content if you show the audio guide to the shirt. We've got about 8 or 9 exclusive interviews with the players on here. And we're also focusing on some of our legend players as well, including Kenny Dalglish, Luis Suarez, and of course, Steven Gerrard.
When you walk.
And this is the world famous Anfield sign that everyone taps.
Yeah, I mean, there's no trip to Anfield would be the same without a visit to the This is Anfield sign. So coming out of the home team changing rooms, we actually follow the footsteps of our players on a match day. And of course, they line up here, make their way through the tunnel, past the This is Anfield sign, and onto the pitch that way. It is very special, it's very historic, and I think it's one of those things that everybody expects to see when they're here at Anfield.
Shall we do the walk?
Let's
do the walk. Let's do the tap as well. Oh. And this is the end of the tour. This is where we say goodbye, right next to the Kop.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Kop really is the heartbeat of Liverpool Football Club, so it seems right that we end the tour here in the Spion Kop. This is where all supporters want to sit. It's where the flags fly. It's where the songs are started. It really is a passionate part of the club.
I mean, we've had like a whistle-stop tour here. How long does the tour usually take?
That's one of the things that's really good about this tour is each visitor can tailor it to themselves. We've got over 2 hours worth of content on the audio guide, so if you want to spend 2 or 3 hours here, then you've got the opportunity to do that. If you just want to come through, get a few photographs, see the changing rooms, see the views, and be out in 30 minutes, then you can also do that as well. We do also, all of our tours include access to the museum, so you can go around that at your leisure as well.
Helen, thank you very much for being an amazing tour guide. And I've actually learned so much, to be honest, that I didn't even know about Liverpool. And don't forget, if you missed any of our 2-part features from today's or yesterday's show, you can catch it all online at madeinliverpool.tv/catch up. That's all for today's show, unfortunately, but join us tomorrow as we speak to artist Mackenzie Thorpe about the Never Walk Alone print that he's got on sale, and all the money is going to a very special children's charity. And we're over at the Epstein talking to the cast from The Last Train to Auschwitz. Don't forget, if you've got a story or an event that you want us to cover here on the show, you can get in touch using the contact details below. And until tomorrow, I'll see you later.